everybody, this video is basically going to teach you how to create a shirt. It's like a knit crop top with sleeves and a choker. So yeah, right here. Now, first of all, if you're on mobile, I don't think this is gonna work or anything. Just go to regular IMVU client and go on your computer and everything should be good. You have to be VIP as well to create clothing, all that stuff, just to get that out of the way. And I'm also going to try and make this as dumbed down as possible, and it's not here to offend anybody, but I just want to make sure that people understand. And the reason why I'm doing like, oh, how to make this top instead of just very vague how to make clothing, because I've watched a lot of videos and they taught like, oh, it was just vague and it didn't really teach me much. So I had to do some stuff on my own to figure it out, and I'm probably not doing it right completely, but it works. And I'm sure the more I practice, the better I'll get. So anyway, let's get started. So I'm on IMVU shop, and I have this product here that I'm going to use, and this is BBR Blouse Normal by Bibarasta. And you want to find people with stuff like this. You want to find them with straight derivables, and you want them to have templates or the mesh in the description. Okay, so they have the mesh here, and we're going to copy and we're going to save all of these. Now I will say, foreshadowing, that we are only going to use this one, but if you were to make a different style, I would use these as well. So anyway, then you want to buy the product. Now I didn't buy it yet, but I do plan on it. I spent all my credits on the IMVU burlesque show that I did. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out. It's on my channel, Savage Rouge. Almost forgot the name of it. So you're going to go to Derive from Product, and when you click on that, you're going to open the client. Now the way I show you this is going to be how you're going to do it for everything. So let me reposition everything so that you can see. Okay, so let's just analyze everything here. So right here you have the materials, and you have the opacity map and the texture. The opacity map is basically, I'm going to insert a picture right here of kind of like a visual of what an opacity map is, and I'm going to tell you, because some people learn differently. So there you go. And basically an opacity map where everything is going to show and not show. Okay, so this is why we needed the template that we had for this product, the mesh. So with that being said, let me quickly go to my photo editor that I use. I use Funky, and some people use Photoshop, GIMP. I don't really know. They use like 3D software. That's more for furniture and everything. But for clothing, with the way we're doing this shirt right now, we don't need any fancy Photoshop, anything. You just need, I really do recommend befunky.com on your computer, because it is the best photo editor for what you're doing here, and I use this for everything. It has everything I need here. So what you're gonna do now, I've already done this before, so I'm just re-showing it. So you're gonna upload the template that we So here we have the template, okay? It's kind of hard to explain, but when you edit, however you edit this template, it's going to affect these and this. It will affect the green. So because this is probably one of the most complicated things to explain on IMVU, because this is like the main piece, this is going to affect everything. So with the other templates that we had, I personally don't think you need to use them. And then another thing that you want to make sure is that only the material perimeters, only two-sided is being checked off, composite is on, and none of these are. And this isn't cycling, and none of these are messed with. Okay, because when you click on all these, it messes up the whole thing. So yeah. We want to have, I want to keep the turtleneck, and then I wanted it to be like a crop right here. And I want the sleeves to be half cut. So what we're going to do is, what I did, actually, I'm just going to show you. And another thing is, when you do this, you don't want to do all of it, save it, and then put it in. You want to do little by little, like, color in some white where you think is going to show, and I'm going to explain that in a second. But color some white where you want everything to show, the fabric, and then save it, and then put it into the opacity map, upload it to the opacity map, and see if everything is in the right place, if you colored in the right place now. And then you could come back. If it wasn't right, you can just do the undo button. And then another thing is, you can see where you pretty much have to color and everything, because these are the breast, and that's the turtleneck line and all that stuff. Sleeves stop right there. So one thing I'm going to explain to you is that black on the Creator program, black doesn't show and white does show. So when you're doing this, you don't want the wiring to show. Okay, you see all the white, that wire will show if you don't cover it, or completely make it all white. So I'm going to show you an example of what I did, and this is basically what you want to do when you do this. I can also leave links to these photos, like I can use PhotoBucket or something, and I'll send you, or I could just put it in one of my albums on IMVU, and you can save it and use it for yourself. But if you don't want to do that, so basically, after I put where I wanted everything, it turned out like this. I blacked out everything I don't want to show, and I lit up everything I want to show. So I wanted it to be a crop top, so I only had, and you have to do all the way across, because this goes around from the front to the back, okay? You can't just do this part, you have to do the whole part. That's why it's just a block at this point. But yeah, the black doesn't show, and the white does, okay? So what we're going to do is you're going to add to the opacity map, and this is what we added to the opacity map, okay? And then we're going to apply changes, okay? And you see how it did that. It's now cropped and everything. We're going to do the same thing to all of them. The opacity map, you're going to add that template we used, that we edited, okay? Now, if we didn't color in all of it, and the wire was showing, it would show on here too. Okay, so we're starting to get a shape that we want. And then the white, we want to do the same thing for the white. Apply changes, so that we have it. The mesh is in, and we just not completely, but we changed what the top looks like, okay? Just by changing the opacity map, or adding an opacity map. Now, this, I wouldn't touch. I have no idea what that is, I won't lie. I am still new at this, so don't even touch that. Just these, okay? So now what you want to do, this is the easy part, and the more fun part. So you want to look up a fabric. Now, I do not recommend using just a color because it's just going to look like that. You know, if you just did it all blue, it would all just look really gross like that. You know, no dimension to it. Okay, so what I did is I changed my Avi and everything, put on some pants and shoes you don't have to worry about, just to see what the finished product is. Now, what I did is I found a texture, or I went on Google and I looked up knit fabric, and you find like a square fabric that looks like that, and I feel like it just gives it more realism and everything. So I put that, so you know where it says the texture edit. I pressed the edit and I uploaded the fabric, the picture of the fabric, and I'll also leave a link to that photo as well. Okay, so for this texture, um, the zero, it has, you don't need to use blending, but it has skin composite, and you want to keep that because if you don't keep that, the skin right here will go away. So, go. And there's the finished product. I also have this fabric in another color. It's like a beige. So if you want like a different color, just edit it in the Be Funky, and you can just use the color mixer right there. And you also have this color right there, and you can do all of that and stuff. So yeah, that's the finished product. I'm going to leave all of the links down below to the derived product, all the fabrics used, the opacity map, and all that stuff. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.